by a severe winter storm, followed by bitterly cold temperatures. We're here at one of the county's transportation and highways maintenance facilities to talk about our preparations for this weather event and to provide information to help keep our residents safe. Before we dive in, I want to acknowledge a few folks who will be leading our response teams. Bill Barnes, who's Executive Director of the Department of Emergency Management and Regional Security. Nathan Roseberry, who's Assistant Superintendent of the Department of Transportation and Highways. Dr. Trevor Lewis, Chair of Emergency Medicine, Cook County Health. We appreciate all of you who are here. Given the predicted severity of the storm that's coming, we wanted to assure residents that we'll do all we can to try to ensure your safety. We also want to arm you with information that you'll be able to use to keep yourselves and your families safe. First and foremost, if you don't have to travel, please stay home. The easiest way to avoid the dangers of the storm is to be inside. For those of you who can work remotely, we encourage you to do so. For everyone else working or commuting during this storm, we're doing all we can to make your commute safer. The county's Department of Transportation and Highways will closely monitor our roadways and work hard to keep them clear. Even with their hard work, however, drivers need to pay close attention to the road. Conditions can deteriorate rapidly and unexpectedly, so we encourage drivers to keep an emergency first aid kit in their cars. With the temperatures expected to dip into single digits in the coming days, municipalities across Cook County are also opening warming centers. If you do not have adequate heating in your homes, we implore you to seek out one of these shelters. Bill Barnes will provide you with more information in just a moment. Bill will also discuss the Department of Emergency Management and Regional Security's work throughout the storm to assist municipalities and residents. So I'll turn it over to him next to give us an update. Thank you, and please stay safe. Bill?
Thank you, Madam President, for the kind words and also your leadership and unwavering devotion and support for my department. Before I begin today's remarks, I want to share a little love with Department of Transportation and Highways. Whether they're clearing the roads of snow, whether they're repairing our county roads, whether they're clearing up debris after a storm, no one does more work to ensure that the severe effects of storms within Cook County are minimized to our residents. I'd also like to thank our representatives from CCH and their unwavering commitment to the health and well-being of Cook County and its residents. As the county's emergency management agency, Emergency Management and Regional Security has a singular mission, and that's to ensure that Cook County government, its municipalities, and its residents have the information and the assets that they need to weather this storm or any storm. To that end, emergency management agencies serve as a coordinating hub. We distribute information, up-to-date information to our municipalities, to our partners in state, local, and federal government. We receive information from our partners to recognize the needs, and then we respond to those needs accordingly, whether it be through technical assistance or physical assets, either in the county's possession or the possession of our stakeholders. In anticipation of this storm, what have we been doing? Well, we've been working with our partners at the National Weather Service to get the most up-to-date information and providing that information to our partners at Department of Transportation and Highway and our municipalities to make sure that they know what's coming and they're prepared. At the end of the day, we're driven by a singular goal, and that's to ensure the collective preparedness in advance of and safety during the storm of all of our residents. So how can residents get the information that we're receiving and pushing out? It's very easy. There's a platform called Alert Cook. By signing up for Alert Cook, you can receive up-to-date information from Cook County government and Emergency Management and Regional Security, and it's simple to sign up. you text Alert Cook, one word, ALERTCOOK, to 888-777. That's Alert Cook to 888-777. So looking ahead, it's temperate right now. It almost feels like spring, frankly. But at the end of the day, we are under a winter storm warning, and that means snow is ahead. So the anticipation, or at least the weather reports that we've been reviewing, indicate that it's going to start raining this afternoon, and that rain will turn to freezing rain later this evening, which could cause some ice on unprotected surfaces, so be careful when you're driving out there. The rain is going to transition to snow overnight and will continue through Wednesday. The heaviest amounts we expect to see will be between 3 a.m. and 12 p.m. tomorrow, so it'll be directly impacting the morning commute. Please take that in consideration before you leave your houses tomorrow. Snow is going to continue through Thursday. The expected accumulations on overnight and into tomorrow are between 4 and 8 inches up north where we're at, but will increase substantially the further south you go in the county, and we could see as many as 12 inches in the southernmost regions of the county. Temperatures are going to dip. You heard Madam President indicate that we're going to see temperatures get down into the single digits. And as she indicated, if you or you know someone who lacks adequate heating, you should, we encourage you to take advantage of the heating and warming centers that are located throughout suburban Cook County. EMRS, my department, maintains an up-to-date list of those warming centers, where they're located, and the entities that operate them on our website, cookcountyemergencymanagement.org. cookcountyemergencymanagement.org. That list is updated daily, so please check it if you have that ability to find out the warming center closest to you. So let's talk a little bit about heat. Every year, many people are injured and even killed by unsafe heating elements. So to that end, do not use your oven to heat your house. And more importantly, don't use gas or charcoal grills to heat an indoor space, as it generates carbon monoxide, an odorless gas that can kill you. Also, if you're using space heaters, be mindful of where you place them. Don't put them near draperies or other flammable materials. Keep them, monitor them, don't leave them alone, and don't leave children and pets alone with space heaters that are in operation as well. Speaking of pets, as it gets cold, if it's too cold out there for you, it's likely too cold out there for the pet as well. So let's not keep them out too long in the single digit or sub-zero temperatures that we anticipate. Finally, as we're staring down this storm, it's important to anticipate what's coming. So please take the time to put together a plan for you, your family, for your pets, so that you have food and water for the next 5 days in case you lose power. If you need tips on how to cope with winter weather or how to pull together an emergency plan for you and your family, go to our website, cookcountyemergencymanagement.org, and we have lots of helpful hints and tips that you can use to prepare for not only this storm, but storms to come. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Department of Transportation and Highways. We have Assistant Superintendent Nate Roseberry. Nate, come on up.
Thanks, Bill. Good afternoon. I'd like to formally welcome Madam President and my colleagues from Emergency Management and Regional Security, as well as Cook County Health, to the Department of Transportation and Highways Maintenance Facility, District Number 2. On behalf of Superintendent Killen, I would like to thank our Maintenance Chief, Ed Tully, and his team for their work to prepare for this storm. Our trucks will soon be on the roadways throughout Cook County, pre-treating roads in advance of the impending freezing rain and snow. Our top priority during snow and ice season is to ensure that residents are able to safely travel on county-maintained roads. With that in mind, we want to remind our residents to please give plows plenty of room as they begin to clear snow this evening. This is expected to be the season's most significant snow event to date. The safest spot on the road is a safe distance behind the plows that's clearing it for you. Please do not try to pass the plows and do not crowd the plows as well. Our dedicated drivers have been working long hours and will be out in all of the county's 4 districts until the county routes are completely cleared so that our residents can safely get to their destinations. With that being said, we really urge residents to stay off the roads if they don't need to be out. If you must travel during the storm, please ensure that your car has at least a half a tank of gas and that your cell phone is charged. Make sure you have these basic safety items in your vehicle in case you get stuck. A shovel, windshield scraper, a small broom, rolled salt or cat litter for traction, tow chain or rope, jumper cables, emergency flares and reflectors, flashlight with extra batteries, water and snacks, extra hats, socks and gloves, blankets, a first aid kit, and any medications you need. We will be providing updates as necessary via Twitter at Cook County Gov and on Alert Cook, as Bill mentioned. You can sign up and receive texts by texting, again, Alert Cook, all one word, to 888-777. It's now my pleasure to introduce Dr. Trevor Lewis, Chair of Emergency Medicine at Cook County Health.
Thank you very much. Trevor Lewis, Chair of Emergency Medicine, Cook County Health. And obviously with big storms approaching and the very cold weather, the obvious thing to be concerned about is our safety on the roadways, slip and falls. But there's other things that we need to prepare for as well. The best preparation is obviously if you can avoid being out and about the next couple of days, that's probably the best. That said, a lot of people are going to have to be out in this weather and deal with the weather. So the best thing to do is really preparation. As you're going out and about, you really need to wear layered clothing. That layered clothing will actually give layers of insulation between each layer. What you want to look for is signs of exposure or hypothermia. If you're out for a prolonged period of time, you want to look for signs of perhaps becoming confused, problems with coordination. And really, it's not just looking out for yourself, but you want to look out for your neighbors and loved ones as well. Other things to consider is look for signs of frostbite or frostnip. As people are out for prolonged periods of time, if they have wet extremities, this is when you can have frostnip or frostbite. And really what you want to do is make sure you're wearing properly fitting gloves and boots and look for the signs and symptoms. You'll start to notice at first maybe some tingling of the extremities, and then you start to notice a burning of those extremities. What you need to do is get out of that cold weather, take that wet clothing off, and get some warm either gloves or socks, or sometimes even immersing the extremities in warm fluids will help with that. Another thing that we see this time of year is as we have large snowstorms, you have to worry about snow removal. And actually we see a spike in heart attacks during this time. The problem is when you're shoveling heavy snow, your blood pressure will spike, your heart rate spikes, and you have less blood flow to the heart. This is a deadly combination. As I said, we see a large amount of heart attacks during this period of time. Be smart if you have to shovel, take frequent breaks, push the snow as opposed to lifting the snow up, and take timeouts. Have someone help you out or help a neighbor out. Last but not least, look for those signs of a heart attack. Unfortunately, if you are shoveling, if you become nauseous, chest pain, short of breath, difficulty breathing, those are all things that should make you seek immediate medical care. And last but not least, if anybody has any questions or concerns with any of these symptoms during these storms, remember the ERs, we are open, we are safe, we have a handle on COVID, and we are there to see you anytime 24/7. Please take care of yourselves and seek medical attention. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's Bill, I think.
The question was, does the list of warming centers, does it include just county locations or municipal? And it's comprehensive. All warming centers that have been identified to us by our municipal partners throughout the suburban Cook County. CookCountyEmergencyManagement.org. It's right on the front page, homepage.
So this is Bill Barnes, the Department of Emergency Management and Regional Security. Our responsibility is suburban Cook County.
Yeah, our responsibility from a DOTH standpoint, Department of Transportation and Highways, for emergency management, is suburban Cook County, so outside of the city of Chicago. Obviously, if the city needs help, they can, they'll reach out to us and we'll support them. But we're focused on all of our suburbs, and so we have proactive outreach to our municipalities to seek information as to assistance they might need in anticipation of the storm, but also we maintain an open line of communication so that during the storm and after, should they need help, be it personnel, technical assistance, or physical assets, we can be made aware of those and respond accordingly. Accumulation, it's, the heaviest amount of snow is supposed to come Wednesday morning early until noon. That's between 4 and 8 inches up north up here. Further south you go, you can see upwards of 12 to 16 inches. Additional snow will fall through Thursday, an additional 1 to 4 inches with lake effect accumulation where that typically happens. Correct. I'll turn that over to the assistant superintendent about salt and whether or not we have enough salt.
Yeah, so in a typical year, we use about 40,000 tons, a little larger, of salt. We have all of our domes full of salt right now. We've ordered additional. We are ready for this storm. The question is our approach with the rain and the snow. We will be going out and pre-salting the roads before during the rain and before the rain hits, and then we'll be transitioning to plowing once it turns to snow.